Hi, everybody, and Maneesh Konkar here with this introduction video for our awesome negotiation skills online course. Now, this course is something that I have been teaching at various places in the corporate sector as well as in management institutes for more than 15 years now. We've done tons of sales training, we've done tons of work with procurement and purchase folks across multiple companies. And I have been taking this subject at the Executive MBA program at a management institute. So, what we've got over here is a culmination of all of those best practices that we have seen hundreds of salespeople apply, procurement teams who do awesome negotiations with customers for capital expenses as well as for operating expenses. And let me therefore get straight away into the module. Now, what we talk about is who needs to negotiate. First of all, the question that you'll ask is, of course, salespeople who are dealing with the outside world will need to negotiate. A B2C salesperson will need to negotiate with distributors, with dealers, with retailers on a daily basis. A procurement executive deals with vendors all the time. A salesperson in a B2B institutional sales environment is talking to procurement. He mentions $100 as his price. Procurement folks will start with $50. You offer $50, they'll say $20. You give something free, they might say, "Oh, why? What are you giving complimentary in return?" The market is a cutthroat market, right? And this is as far as the professional front is concerned. Even if you're in operations or supply chain, you are dealing with vendors. If you're on the factory plant floor, you are dealing with union negotiations, right? This is an ongoing thing. When a house and a car is going to be the two single biggest purchases that you will ever make in your life. And our course literally covers all of those things. Even if you're a student or a housewife, it will be good to get for you to get an exposure to this. And if you're about to join the corporate sector or already in a sales role, you could literally make about 10 to 15% more. And since you're dealing with negotiations which go into crores of rupees, that is a large amount of money. We've had business owners who've gone through our courses in the past, revenues of about 10 to 20 crores. They have saved 25 lakhs to 50 lakhs in the first 1 month after the course, right? So let me get straight away into the module. This course consists of five things. The five things are that we look at why negotiations is important. That's the first piece that we look at. The second piece we look at is how, what is the difference between a position and an interest. Sometimes you will find a very senior corporate leader, sometimes your boss takes how do we say this, very irrational stance. Okay, I want a local vendor for this. I want you to finish this job, and you're not going home until you do that. And why do they do that? I mean, why do you find sometimes the other party taking an unreasonable stand? No, sir, 30 days payment terms. Otherwise, it's not okay. What they are doing is they're taking a position. Underneath that position is a interest, an underlying interest. Great negotiators focus on underlying interests. Then we look at seven aspects of strategy in a negotiation, and then we get into tactics. 22 different tactics and counter tactics. What's a tactic? You're sitting in front of the customer. You start with $100. Your customer says, "My budget is only $70 for this." That's a tactic. He's asking for more. You are talking to someone when you exchange visiting cards. He tells you that he's a vice president, but after going through the entire negotiation, he says, "You know what? My boss will never agree to this." He's used a tactic called higher authority. Like this, we cover 22 different tactics and how to respond to them with counter tactics. That's okay. That's part four of the program. But before we get into tactics, strategy is more important. Every customer is not equally important. Every product that you're selling is not equally important for the business. So you use strategy to achieve a business goal. How do you do all of those things? We've got seven different perspectives on how to do that. And then we end with a concept called TCO, which is total cost of operation, which is that any fool can sell on a discount. Most fools do exactly that. But how do I justify the value that I bring to the table? My product is 20% more higher in price as compared to the competitors. So let me take you through the different parts of this whole piece. So in the first module, we look at negotiation and its importance. Let me just show you how, okay, briefly how that works. So let's say you're in a business where you're doing a sales value of 100 rupees and your costs are 90 rupees, right? You are in it. Let me just get back. Yeah. You are, um, your sales value is 100 rupees, your cost is 90 rupees, you're making a profit of 10 rupees. Now, instead of playing the volume game, if you just try to increase your selling price, communicate the value better, do better marketing, do better branding, okay, position yourself better, you take this 100 rupees to 110 rupees. What happens to profitability? Well, earlier your profits were 100 minus 90, which is 10 rupees. Now your profits are 110 minus 90, which is 20 rupees. Your profits have gone from 10 rupees to 20 rupees. They have doubled with a mere 10% increase in selling price. Similar impact can be achieved if you do this on the buying side. And if you do both of these, you literally have the option of tripling your profits. We look at real life scenarios of how companies are reducing their volume spends but selling a better product mix and actually making more profits. They're not affected by the recession. Okay, some of the best companies in India are actually doing that. So that's the importance of negotiation. The second thing we talk about is principles of negotiation, strategy. Okay, strategy, which is capacity control. How do I change my pricing as my capacity utilization improves? How do I minimize the risk in my business? A negotiating strategy is a subset of a sales and marketing or a procurement strategy, which is a subset of a business strategy. Many times our business strategy is not very clear, and therefore this tactics piece and the strategy piece suffers in negotiations. So we look at 7 different ways of how to do that. Um, then we look at negotiating tactics and counter tactics. We've got about 22 of them. These are tactics that have been that we've seen professional salespeople practice. Great procurement negotiators practice these tactics, and counter tactic is what you do when the other guy uses that tactic. The TCO part stands for total cost of operation, which is or total cost of ownership. That if I'm buying an air conditioner, the cost of the air conditioner is not just the price that I'm paying for it. That's not TCO. TCO also includes maintenance. TCO also includes it includes electricity bill. So poor quality products tend to be higher in terms of cost of ownership. They're lower in price. Good quality products, on the other hand, are higher in price but are lower TCO. This is something which A, many salespeople themselves don't understand. B, even if they understand it, they're not able to communicate it. C, they're not able to support their communication to the customer with data, right? That's what we talk about in the TCO piece. All right. So all in all, yeah, over and above that, the car and the house are going to be the two single biggest purchases that you will ever make in your life. We will give you 9 different tactics on how what to do when you're buying a car, more tactics when you're buying a house, and some additional courses are available for you. You need to write into us when you want a certificate. We'll activate it for you. We trust you completely. There is no point in collecting certificates for the sake of collecting certificates. It makes sense to do a course only for the knowledge that you get. Once you're done with the knowledge, of course, I mean, we will issue the certificate to you. All right. So that's it from my side. Okay, I invite you to sign up for this course. It's an awesome course. It represents more than 20 years of cumulative sales and marketing experience that we bring to the table, and I'm sure you'll have fun doing the course. All right, this is Manish Konkar. Thanks a lot. All the best. I'll see you in the course.